What do you do when a woman makes eye contact with you? Most guys will either look away or make her extremely uncomfortable by looking back at her. That's why I'm gonna show you the exact techniques you need to use when a girl looks at you. Throughout this video, I'm gonna walk you through a step-by-step sequence that you can use the next time she looks at you to make her desperate for your attention. So, if you notice a girl is looking at you, you're gonna start with step number 1. Don't look at her eyes. Now, this might seem a bit counterintuitive, but I'm gonna show you a science-backed technique to maintain eye contact without ever looking at her eyes. During a study conducted in Australia, a researcher spoke to 46 students during a study that he called a get-to-know-you session. For half of the conversations, he would look at the students in the eye. For the other half, he would look at the students at their ear. At the end of the conversations, he asked all students to then rate his own eye contact from a 1 to 6 scale. What he found was interesting. There was no difference in score between him looking at their eyes and him looking at their ears. So then it got me thinking, wait, isn't eye contact crucial when you're talking to a girl? But according to the study, it's less about what you're doing and more so what she thinks that you're doing. So, the next time that a girl makes eye contact with you and you feel a bit uncomfortable, I want you to immediately look at her ear. She won't know the difference, but you will increase your chances of maintaining eye contact and staying comfortable, which will prepare you for step number 2. Give her a sardonic smile. You see, at this point, she's gonna have done one of 3 things. 1, she will look away and she won't look at you again, which at this point, just accept that she isn't interested in you. 2, she'll look at you, look away, and then look back again. At this point, you know that there's interest. Or 3, she's gonna continue looking at you and she won't break eye contact, which means she's either very confident or this girl's a bit crazy. Either way, you can't be too picky. It's good for you if you're single. If this chick falls into reactions 2 or 3 that I mentioned, you're gonna wanna proceed by giving her a sardonic smile. A sardonic smile is one that is cheeky and playful, kind of like a half smile. Now, according to science, the reason why you want to use a half smile is because the more gum and teeth that you show while you smile, the less attractive you'll be perceived. So instead of just giving her this big cheesy smile full of teeth, just calm it down, right? You're just gonna raise one cheek and get it close to your eye, and that is gonna come across as playful and friendly. Now, you're gonna combine these 2 steps, right? Next time you see a girl looking at you, immediately you'll make eye contact by looking at her ear, then judge her eye contact and how she responds back. If it's positive, you move on to a sardonic smile, which moves on to step number 3. Give her the right head nod. See, at this point, everybody will give that girl one of 2 different head nods, not realizing that one will completely ruin your chances, while the second one will increase your chances of her being attracted to you. Let me explain. Just take a look at this side-by-side comparison. Did you catch it? You probably didn't because it's subtle. But on the left side, I nodded my head downwards, which makes you look more closed off, angry. On the right side, I nodded upwards, which makes you look more open and friendly. And you have to understand that this nodding, it's written into our genetic code. Across every culture and country, men use nods as a way to interact with each other. However, that downward nod is used exclusively for those type of people that you don't know that well, because you're protecting your jugular, you're protecting your neck, while the upward nod reveals your neck, which means you either know that person or you're comfortable with that person. So you, by simply nodding upwards while you've made eye contact with that woman, is gonna show her that you're an open and friendly individual. Traits that she's gonna find very attractive, but also will set you up for step number 4. Make her look up to you. Now, if you've reached this point, it's a pretty good sign that this girl's into you. So I'm gonna show you 2 methods that's gonna make her physically look up towards you as you approach her. First, after you're done nodding upwards, I want you to keep your chin slightly raised to give the illusion that you're looking down at her. During a study, over 49% of women admitted that they will only date a man that is taller than them. And I get it, some guys might be annoyed by this, that girls require this as a standard, but at the end of the day, it's ingrained in their biology. A taller man makes them feel protected, and all you can do is play the game to win. So to make this even more effective in the future, you can even grab yourself a pair of shoes that have a thicker sole, like a pair of boots. And I get it, you're not gonna wear boots every single day of your life, but there are shoes that are specifically designed with thicker soles that give you the same amount of height that a pair of boots does. I've been seeing this brand all over my TikTok, and I think they're sick, because if you look at them, they look like regular shoes, they're super stylish, they look good on you, and they have a thick sole that will give you anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 inches of extra height. And it's just as subtle as you wearing a pair of boots. Let me give you a great example. This is me wearing a pair of standard boots, which give me that extra height. And then on the right side, I'm wearing my Arctic Koyas from Konzuri. You would never know that the Koyas are giving me an extra 2.5 inches of height, which is taking me from being a tall dude to an extremely tall dude. Which again, it's a cheat code because I'm telling you, women love this. The second thing you can do is try and use the invisible string trick. To use this trick, as you're watching this video, I want you to imagine yourself an invisible string at the top of your head that is pulling you upwards, and keep that string as you walk. If you practice this daily, it's gonna result in you always having better posture, which is going to make you look more attractive. Always imagine a string just pulling you up from your head. And if you listen to me and combine this technique with shoes that have a thicker sole like the ones from Konzuri, you're gonna be adding 3 inches to your height, no problem. So no matter what girl you're talking to, she's gonna be looking up to you. And look, and if you don't believe me, just how important you being tall is, I want you to look at this video of a man. Are you seeing? This is crazy, yo. Height has such a high impact. It doesn't matter how good this guy looks, women can't resist themselves to look over. This is what I'm trying to happen for you. If you guys want to check them out, I'm going to have them linked down below. I'm going to link the exact pairs that I got. I think these are the most stylish ones. I'm also going to give you a specific discount code that's going to make it even more affordable. If you guys want to check it out, it'll be linked down below. Now, if you do everything that I'm telling you, when you walk past her, she'll be forced to look up to you. Now, if you're smart, you caught something. Why would you walk past her and not to her? Thank you for asking. Even if you didn't ask, this takes us to step number 5. Ask for a different girl's phone. You have to understand, women are extremely territorial. So here is how you're gonna seamlessly talk to another girl to make the one you're interested in jealous. First, you'll want to approach a female that is close to you and in the vicinity of the girl that you already made eye contact with. You doing this move of going to another woman is gonna increase the plasma testosterone and the cortisol in her blood. After that, I want you to ask her if you can text your friend from her phone because your phone died. Then you can just text something from her phone, something like, hey, I'm at this coffee shop. Where are you? Can you come pick me up? Then immediately give that girl her phone back and walk back to where you were. To the girl that already made eye contact with you and you know is interested, she's gonna think you just asked for another girl's phone number, and that's gonna drive her crazy. At this point, it should be clear she's gonna be extremely attracted to you. But I wanna make sure this girl's obsessed with you before you even start talking to her, which is why I need you to do these next 2 steps, but use them wisely, because these are powerful. Number 6. Use the ring technique. The ring technique is a simple way that you can flirt with the girl from afar to get that final approval and know that she's interested in you before you approach. Because of what you just did with that other girl, she's already obsessed with you. So all you're gonna do is lift up your hand towards her and point at your ring finger using your index. You also slightly raise your eyebrows a bit, signaling to her you're asking her a question. By doing this, you're playfully asking her if she's in a relationship. She'll either say yes, in which case you'll know it's a lost cause and maybe you misread everything, or she's gonna say no, in which case you have a clear runway to go up to her, which takes me to my final step. Number 7, you're gonna approach her with swagger. When it comes to approaching a girl, most men will approach her walking in 2 different ways, which most suck, not knowing that there's a 3rd way that's the best of them all. The first guy will walk towards the girl with their shoulders all slouched, which makes you look nervous. This is terrible. In fact, you might as well not even approach her. The second guy will have his shoulders back, his chin up, which is great, better than the last guy, but it's not optimal because I want you to do the same thing, but add a 3rd layer to it, which is walking with shoulder swagger. During a study published in the National Library of Medicine, researchers found that when a man walked with shoulder swagger, it increased his attractiveness by 200%. So to use shoulder swagger, you're going to want to tense your left lat as you step forward with your left leg, and then switch and tense your right lat as you step forward with your right leg. This slight tense of lats all of a sudden will give your shoulder a bit of movement, giving it that shoulder swag, which is gonna make you irresistible. And just like that, boys, the next time a girl looks at you, you know exactly what to do.